Guys, like the title said, Lomachenko injured. Now I wondered, why did he throw so few punches? You look at the Lopez fight, you compare it to Luke Campbell. By the way, we're going to compare that real quick. And I knew something was off, okay? And I'm getting a lot of hate for this. Reporting the facts, right? You can watch Lomachenko Lopez fight and you can clearly see something is off. Something wasn't right. Now we know he had a surgery. He had a bad, really bad shoulder injury in his right shoulder. That'd be the arm that or the fist or arm that he jabs with, he's southpaw. A chip bone, messed up rotator cuff, badly, severe internal bruising. Okay, he had a surgery, and I try to, bring this to people's attention, and they say, oh, well, you're making an excuse for Lomachenko. It's like, no, you can read it. This is all the arguing back and forth. Here's the picture. It's like, no, not making any excuses. Now, Team Loma, they didn't put out this statement, by the way. It was somehow leaked. It's not Lomachenko making an excuse of why he lost the fight or why you believe he lost. I believe it was a draw, but here's what gets me, guys. According to, all of these people in the comment section, injuries don't matter. Weight classes don't matter. None of this matters. It's crazy to me, right? This guy here, wow, so this is the best Team Loma could come up with, huh? And then, shmeh, whatever. I guess every bad fight they are going to use some shoulder excuse. Well, and here's how I look at it, and you guys could read, my replies if you want to come over to the group, Counterpunch Boxing. I said, yeah, Lomachenko, probably, went and got a surgery, had his body cut open, spent $40,000-$50,000 on a very expensive surgeon, to come up with a good excuse for Twitter. Yeah, that's probably what happened. And, and I wrote here, I think we can all agree Loma was clearly off that night. At least now we know why. And it wasn't because a guy with 14 fights nullified one of the best fighters on the planet. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. I put Lopez, did a good job, but he also capitalized on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He had an injured fighter in front of him, a lot smaller, with a lot of ring rust. Okay, we know this. So when you look at it, now, had it been the other way around, I'd be telling you guys the exact same thing. But facts matter, right? Facts matter. You got an injured fighter that immediately went into surgery. And by the way, according to VADA, he did take a shot prior to the fight, I think a day or two before the fight, for, severe pain. Apparently, he could barely lift his arm. Now, to me, that sounds, plausible, feasible. That's why he didn't throw any damn punches. And again, we'll get to that. And here's the actual story right here. I don't want to read the whole thing. 6 weeks before the fight, Lomachenko took a shot, which was notified by VADA. He says we missed 1 week of training, 1 week of sparring because the doctor banned him. Serious loads within a week after the injection. He added a couple weeks after the pain escalated during sparring. Loma had another injection. His coach, talked about refusing the fight, although Loma stated, he didn't want to refuse the fight. So he was badly injured, guys. And again, there's medical records to back it up. Loma's not going to go get his arm and his shoulder cut open to come up with a good excuse. I mean, people are bringing up Manny Pacquiao, things like that. I'll leave the link below. But basically, look, here's what I don't get, guys. Here's what I don't get. Okay, you have a fighter, right? You have a fighter, at least 2 divisions bigger than Lomachenko. Lomachenko out of the ring 14 months. Basically a one-handed fighter, a bad shoulder, and your jab, you guys know, your jab is everything in boxing. He couldn't even jab, okay? So I don't quite understand. And you look at these numbers here. Round 1, Loma threw, I don't know why it cut off on me right here. Looks like Loma threw maybe, 1 punch, maybe 7. We'll get to round 2. Threw 5, Lopez 11. Round 2, Loma threw 2 punches. Lopez 11. You guys get it. Now, what's interesting, let me get to this picture here. Where is it? Right here. Lomachenko landed more punches in round 11 than the first 6 rounds, as Haywire Fight Stats show why he lost to Lopez. Now, why do you think Lomachenko did that? Was it because, Lopez is so great? He nullified, the pound-for-pound boxer on the planet? No. Even Lopez leading up to the fight, admitted Loma is the superior boxer. Lomachenko waited till the end, because of the injury. He couldn't let loose at the beginning of the fight because, his shoulder would have been completely shot. And there was, he'd basically be in there with literally with one hand. That's why you saw Loma turn it up in the second half of the fight. I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's not an excuse. And I hate when you bring facts like that, people get all pissed off. But right here, 9.7 punches per round, okay? Lomachenko threw an average of about 9, 10 punches, per round in the first 6 rounds, all of which he lost on all 3 cards. I mean, again, guys, I'm just bringing you the facts, okay? Simply the facts, right? During the 18 minutes, the 32-year-old Ukraine landed 25 punches of the 56 he threw. Anyway, let's look at this real quick. Okay, now you compare that to his last fight where he was, he said he wasn't 100% in Luke Campbell, but even at 80%, you can see round 1, 10, 33 punches, round 3, 33, round 4, 46, 41, 37, 53, round 8. Okay, 68, nearly 70 punches. Round 9, 33. Round 10, 39. 11, 97 punches, okay? I mean, you look at this, okay, and then you compare it to this right here. Where the hell did it go? You compare that to that, it's night and day. I mean, come on, guys. Even his most active round 11, 29 punches. Well, let's look at round 11 over here. Round 11, 97 punches, landed 44. It's undeniable that there was something wrong with Loma. Something was definitely off. And I don't think it had anything to do with Lopez. I mean, yeah, I think he respected the power. They had a different game plan. Maybe they, just a little bit cautious. I get it, but not that damn cautious. I mean, and I was, check this out. So I'm looking at these numbers, right? And you can add all these up. These are, by the way, landed punches. I get that. When we're comparing Lopez, this pitcher to this pitcher. But even if you look at landed punches, it's 1, 9, 11, 17, 19, 14, 21, 36, 10, 14, 44, which you just put a beat down on him. Like I said, look at round 11 is my point. Loma landed more punches in round 11 against Campbell than he did almost in the entire fight with Lopez. I mean, so clearly there is something off here. Is it ring rust? Is he afraid of the power? What is it? I think it's a collection of things. I think the injury is the main thing, honestly. And guys, I'm just being honest here. If the shoe was on the other foot, I would say the exact same thing about Lopez. If he went in there and looked completely different than we've ever seen him look, I would have to look, say, okay, the guy was injured, ring rust, he's 2 divisions smaller, but none of that matters because, whenever you try to, talk to these guys, they just go berserk on you. It's crazy. I mean, I don't have any, I don't know, I can read a few comments here or whatever. Injured shoulder, the oldest trick in the book, right? These things happens in boxing. It's why I never make a huge judgment of a fighter based on one fight. Time will tell. So his hand and shoulder healed miraculously during the second half. If he came out strong and stopped throwing late, I probably would believe. Well, no, what he did, Reggie, was he came out and conserved his body and let it all loose, let it all go in the second half. Okay, bottom line, he lost. Simple. Get your lips off his nuts. It's time to move on, and his retirement is coming soon if stays at that weight. I mean, you understand. I think these guys live vicariously through Lopez, and in fact, I know they do, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've been arguing with people online. I don't even, give them the time of day now, but my God. I mean, these people, they're not having it. I say, well, yeah, he was a lot smaller. It doesn't matter. He was injured. It doesn't matter. I'm like, well, there's a lot of ring rust. Been out of the ring 14 months. That's 2 times longer, than his longest layoff in his entire career. It doesn't matter. So, wait a minute. Well, so injuries don't matter that require major surgery. That doesn't matter. Right? It's not like Pacquiao where he had a little small incision. It's like getting a tooth removed. Lomachenko just had a real major surgery. Okay, a chipped bone, severe bruising, torn tendon. And by the way, they said also his hand was messed up in his right arm, right hand, right shoulder. His whole right arm was completely fucked up. Okay, but none of that matters to these Lopez fans. It's crazy. Now, again, had Lopez been injured and he lost, they'd be the first people on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, yelling at the top of the mountain, oh, he was injured, blah, blah, blah. So, that's why, I just hate boxing fans. I really do. But I don't know, guys. Let me go back here and let me show you one more thing real quick. Right here, I wrote, Lopez fans, you are responsible for this. You did this. Papa Lopez believes his son is 100 times better than Manny Pacquiao. And I wrote this, okay? I see the hype train getting derailed in spectacular fashion. Got 43 likes, 40 comments. We'll read a few, why not? Let's see here. There's me. Let's see what happens when your son, fights someone his own size. Manny Pacquiao went through 8 divisions, and I wrote, he's 100 times better than Pacquiao. LOL. He's going to fight in 800 divisions. Just being a smartass. Anyway, Papa Lopez head is blown way the fuck up. And again, even guys that were cheerleading for Lopez are now coming around. Okay, he's a father, so of course he's going to boost his son. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, it's just like I can't believe how these guys defend this. I mean, now his dad is saying he's 100 times better than Manny Pacquiao. I'll probably make a whole video breaking this down. Stop making shit up. Whose dad doesn't think their son is better? Well, again, it's okay to think your son is better, but 100 times better than Manny Pacquiao? I mean, like I said, leading up to the fight, we're approaching the point of utter disrespect and just, I don't know, they're just shitting on everybody. And I'll tell you what they're doing, and let me end it here. Ultimately, what they're doing is they're setting themselves up to fail, okay? Because, when Lopez, when he gets in there with a fully functioning fighter and he gets his ass whooped, what are these people going to say? Okay, Ramirez would knock him out. Manny would whoop that boy's ass. I guess he can now afford some drugs. I mean, whatever, guys. You get the point. Lopez fought a tremendous fight. We hope he will one day, blah, blah, blah. You guys get it, right? You guys get it. And, maybe I'll make an entire video and show you these fanatical Lopez fans, because they are fanatical. Like I'm telling you, weight divisions, they don't matter. An injured fighter, now doesn't matter. Ring rust, no such thing. I mean, it's crazy, right? Crazy. I don't know if these guys are new to boxing or what. All right, guys. So yeah, let me recap and I'll hop off here with my thoughts. Okay. Yes, I give Lopez credit, but again, you look at what he did, what Lopez did, and he didn't do a whole hell of a lot either. You look at these punches here: 11, 11, 7, 7, 11, 11, 19. He had a good round 12. Showed the heart of a champion. I get that, but again, he had an injured fighter in front of him. With rust all over him. That could barely throw a punch with the right arm.